Hello, my name is Robert Mello. I'm from Highbury Ford. This is my 2015 Ford Focus Walkaround. Hey Steve, how are you? I know we were talking about the 2015 Ford Focus over the telephone. You were looking at a hatchback, just so happens we have one in here. Now you're going to notice right off the hop, from the 15 to the 14, a lot of style changes happening. You got a redone hood, front lights, as well as entire front grille, as opposed to that one there. It makes it a lot more aerodynamic, at the same time giving it a really aggressive look. Under the hood, we got your 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, gives off 160 horsepower. It makes it a very peppy car. At the same time, in order to get into work anything, all you really need to know is all the yellow points, which is the hood latch, your oil, your dipstick. But let's face it, this is the one you're going to be mainly concerned with. It's just the windshield wiper fluid. Once it gets low enough, you just fill it in. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I actually got my allergies kick up in the spring. What the Focus also has is a cabin filter, which blocks off 99% of the pollen in the air. So it helps out with, especially with a lot of people like myself who have a little bit of problem with the allergies in the springtime. Another good safety feature is the fire blanket up here. You're going to notice all these little plastic tabs. God forbid, in the case of a fire, if the engine does catch on fire, these little plastic tabs are meant to melt off and drop down. Another safety feature as well is the Ford's Trinity front crash structure system. What that is actual ultra high strength boron steel, goes right to the bumper, as well as shotgun rails, goes right off to the side, and a detachable engine, which is meant in the event of a collision. All these come together to force that kinetic energy away from the driver and the engine down and away from the passengers themselves. Another good feature is the active grille shutter control, which helps with the aerodynamics of the vehicle. Forces the air to go up and over as opposed to having to go through, causing more drag on the vehicle. Also, another thing new this year is our Powershift Transmission. I'm sure you heard from our competitors about last year's problems with the transmission with the shutter and everything. The new transmission actually eliminates a lot, if not all of that stuff. It makes it about 7 to 9% more efficient, and at the same time delivering 100% of the torque to the front wheels during acceleration. So you don't get that shudder, you don't get that shake when you're driving the car. Another thing you're going to notice, big wiper blades, how they wrap and hug the window, as well as the main window itself, which is actually got a solar tint on it. So it actually prevents about 99% of the UV rays from getting in the cabin. Also laminated, so if a rock pumps up, smashes the window, you don't have to worry about shards going in and hurting you and whatnot. Let's swing around this side, okay? As far as the side of the vehicle goes, you got your wraparound headlights, which makes it a lot more aerodynamic, at the same time give that really nice look. Lexan on the front, very high durable plastic. Basically the same type of thing that football helmets are made of. And those things go through some major damage. Another thing as well, you're going to notice it's got the front disc rear drum brakes. Great for stopping, as that combined with your ABS, as well as your tire pressure monitor system, which lets you know if there's a flat, and your torque vector control. Torque vector control is something that we brought out, which allows you to take a turn a lot sharper than you could before, so you're not giving up performance in the search of safety. The cabin itself is actually reinforced with ultra high strength steel, as well as boron steel. Now you heard me mention boron steel at the beginning. That's the same type of steel that they actually use in military aircraft. Makes it very rigid, at the same time very light. So you're not putting a lot of weight on the vehicle without having to have that engine push that quite a bit harder. Folding mirrors to fold 2 ways, not just one, as well as a blind spot mirror built into it. So you can actually see what's in your blind spot when you're driving. I want you also to do one favor, Steve. I want you to touch that. Feel how soft that is. Now, compared to our competitors, just say, for instance, like the Cruise, for instance, they use a lot of hard molded plastic. We don't believe in using that. If anything, that actually makes it a little more dangerous in the interior as opposed to having something soft. If you look at the back here, we have our capless gas cap. That's actually NASCAR inspired. So basically, just pop in your fuel, fill it up, pop it out. You don't have to worry about tightening or loosening up a gas cap at all on this one. Now, if we walk around to the back here, you're going to notice with the hatchback, nice big door, defrost. We've even thought of Canadian winters. You know how you get your ice building up on your windshield wiper? This is actually made to melt that, so you don't have to worry about doing that to knock off the ice. You have your antenna here. You're going to also notice that the antenna is shaped like that. It's actually what it does is to reduce wind noise. So when you're driving, you don't get that whistle sometimes when you have it with most of the other antennas out there. You have an 8 km/h bumper. So if you back into something at about 8 km/h, it's not going to crack the bumper. Anything over that, you're in trouble. Okay? Under here, you have your micro switch. So some places actually have a latch. We actually just use a rubber enclosed switch, which pops it open. I want you to see how easy it is to lift this up. Basically, the hydraulics take care of it all on its own. You also notice the hydraulics are almost actually vertical. That's actually going to maintain that this air actually stays working a longer time than anything with a longer or more of an angled type of arm. Here, it's a little privacy curtain. So that actually can pop down and be removed if you need it. If you need that space there with a 60-40 split bench seat that you can actually fold down and give you a lot more space to load up stuff. Under here you have your donut, as well as a little extra storage space too. We can come around to the side. Now, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Steve, but Ford's actually got this whole green program going on. For instance, the seats themselves are actually soybean based, as opposed to petroleum based, which a lot of our manufacturers like Honda, Chevy, Toyota all use. Technically, you can eat this. I don't recommend doing that without a really good barbecue sauce, by the way. But if you look at the back seats, you actually got quite a bit of space. In the back seats, you're going to notice that it's got this little indent here. That allows for a lot more knee room without having to sacrifice front space as well. And at the same time, gives your seats a nice lighter feel to it. The headrests themselves, you can actually adjust. Some people like it straight up, or some people like it on an angle. Whichever way you're comfortable with, that's a good way to work it as well. Now, if you look at the front area over here, you have a height adjustable seat, as well as manual sliding front and back too. You're going to have your power windows, power locks, as well as locking mirror as well. Another good thing too is an automatic up and down driver's side window. Now, if you want to jump in the passenger side, I can show you some of the stuff on the interior. Okay, Steve, this is the brand new interior of the 2015 Focus. Some of the features that it has is you have automatic lights. You have stuff like cruise control, front and rear wipers. Another thing that Ford institutionalized is a 3-blink lane change. So you just tap that and just blinks 3 times, so you're not driving around for 3 or 4 miles with the turning signal on. It's a tilting and telescoping steering wheel, as well as I mentioned before with a lot of the safety features. You actually have a driver's side knee airbag, which is new this year as well. They changed up the center column, made it a lot more user-friendly. Before, a lot of the complaints with the 14 was it was a little bit too complicated to work out. You have your CD player, as well as AM, FM, MP3 player. With Ford's MP3 player, it works in conjunction with what's called Ford's Sync system. That's our 100% hands-free system. Understands up to 10,000 voice commands. So you can be driving around, you have your MP3 player plugged in, press a button, say the name of your favorite artist, it'll pick out everything by that artist. So you don't have to keep on guessing, trying to figure out where on your MP3 player that song is. Heated seats, heated side mirrors, and the first time ever, a heated steering wheel on the Focus as well. Usually you only find that in luxury cars. It's something that we've done with this vehicle here. You have your leather-wrapped steering wheel, as well as, of course, your air conditioning and 12-volt adapter, as well as your USB plug here, and in the door itself. Mentioned before about the sync system. It's a Ford exclusive sync system. You can pretty much tell, if you want to even listen to your own favorite radio station, tell it the name of the radio station stuff, and you can actually have that radio station just tuned in just by voice command. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it for a quick little drive, see how you like the way it handles, especially with the new transmission. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll start it up and go.